PING haven't brought out a driver for 2 years, and that means the release of the G430 is the most anticipated of 2023 without a doubt. There are some things which are genuinely new with this driver. However, are they any better than their blockbuster predecessor? So the headlines of what is new with the PING G430. So PING say the max version of this driver is the most forgiving one they have ever made. And they've added their spinsistency technology to the face. And yes, I know that is an awful name. This means that mishits, especially from the bottom of the club face, won't spin up quite as much and travel further. They've rejigged the internal structure of this driver to make it sound a little bit different. And for the SFT and the Max, that's it. Now we will get onto the LST driver shortly, but the Max version of the G430, that is the driver that most of you guys watching are going to want to use. So despite incorporating some similar technology, actually behind the ball, the G430 does look very different than the G425. So it's got some extra nubbins on top of the club head, on the toe and the heel here, and some extra graphics around the skirt. I don't mind a lot going on sometimes on the top of a driver, but for me, this just doesn't look right. But as always, it kind of more matters what you guys think. Get down to those comments below and let me know. An undercurrent to this test, and something which I think PING are actually going to have quite a big problem with, is the G425 Max is absolutely loved by so many golfers who have it in their bag. Let's see how they compare. So I've been testing out the G430s for a few weeks now, and I think there are a lot of positives. For a start, they go very straight, but also they feel and they sound just a lot better than G425s. I'm going to be testing out the SFT version of the G430 later on this month or maybe next month, and I'm going to compare that to the other draw bias drivers which other manufacturers have brought out at this time of year. So if you are someone who struggles with a slice, make sure you subscribe to the channel, you like this video, but also you hit that bell icon. You will get notified of the videos that we release. But there's more positives to talk about with the G430, especially the Max, because it's just so easy to hit. It is ludicrously easy to hit. It honestly is. And Jacob's on the camera here, and those balls have finished, what, about literally 2 yards away from each other. But we can't forget throughout all this, the G425, the Max version, was also very, very easy to hit. But I mean, just look at those three. It's really good. It's really, really good. So here is the data for the two Max drivers, and wow. I actually found frightening levels of consistency with the G430. At one point, I was literally getting balls landing, as far as carry distance is concerned, within a yard of each other. There's also no doubt that from across the face, this driver is extremely forgiving. Spin rates and accuracy were also much better with the G430, actually much better than I usually hit it. However, I swung both of the Max drivers, G425 and the G430, at the same swing speed, almost identical strikes and identical launch angles. And there can be no doubt that within this test and others that I've conducted, the G425, even though only slightly, was still longer than the G430. Now, this may have been simply down to the slightly higher spin rates that I encountered with the G430 versus the G425, but the data was pretty clear. The G425 Max is still an absolute wonder. And you know what would also be a wonder is taking that finger or taking that cursor and just hitting the subscribe button. So now it's time for something new. Oh, that's on the road. Stay, stay. Oh, I tell you what, you can always trust a PING to bring it back in bounds, can't you? PING have been seemingly resisting their competition by not adding carbon to their driver until now. So PING have added this carbon fiber wrap to the back of their LST driver. There's not loads when you compare it to, say, the Paradigm from Callaway or the new TaylorMade driver. However, there is enough here for Ping engineers to reposition a little bit of weight in the club head. The LST is a smaller head than the standard G430 drivers, so it will put a little bit more of a premium on central ball striking. Oh, that was good. Oh, that's really good. So has Ping's venture into carbon actually paid off? Yes. Yes, it really has. Behind the ball, this driver still looks very busy, and the added carbon, I don't actually think it makes it better. It still looks all a bit kind of jumbled, a bit confused. It sits open, very much like its predecessor. However, I think this driver, the G430 LST, is better than the G425 LST. It just feels better, it sounds powerful as well. So the data here with the two LST drivers is decently matched. The G425 having a slightly faster ball speed, but the consistency of the G430 was awesome. And it also had a better carry and total distance. This is simply easier to hit, control, and enjoy using. Now, throughout Tech Month, I've been reviewing all the big releases from the major driver brands, and here is the data. Now, all these drivers were swung at 120 miles an hour, give or take half a mile an hour on average, and all the head lofts are in 8 degrees. And you can see the G430, it does stack up really well. What this table doesn't show is the amount of forgiveness and how easy that the new Ping was to hit, but other than that, the data is very solid. Top of the pile as far as distance is concerned, we are talking Callaway Paradigm, but very soon I'm going to be doing a build my bag video where I put all these drivers head to head against each other in their optimal settings for my game. So we should be seeing some huge drives, we should be seeing some interesting comparisons. Stay tuned, that's coming very, very soon. So in conclusion, there doesn't seem to be a massive amount of difference between the G430 Max and the G425 Max. If you were going to get that new driver, then great, but are you going to see much difference between those two? I'm not really sure. The G425 LST compared to the G430 LST, however, I really do like the new model. For me, this is a better driver. I'm going to get more from this out on the golf course, as well as what I found within the data sets. The most important thing though is, what do you think? Get down into those comments below. Are you excited about these drivers? Also, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel and like this video. During Tech Month, we've got so many videos. Make sure that you check out the playlist here. And how about the Paradigm driver as well? I think that's probably one of the most exciting releases this year, alongside the G430 range. Guys, just to let you know that the Rough Cut Golf Podcast is back. Head down into the description below and check out the links for our weekly takes on everything to do with golf.